Remember back in 2009 when Revenge of the Fallen came out, and we found out that the RC twins and the motorcycles from concept art were supposed to be in the movie and were supposed to combine and transform. Do you remember the excitement? Were you even born? Were you old enough to see the movie? Because I was there and I took my children, and that was the whole reason I went. That is my favorite part of any Transformers movie. The first 5 minutes in, not any Transformers movie, I'll take any live action movie. In 2009, the Shanghai scene where the motorcycles are chasing sideways. I absolutely love it. So let me take you down memory lane. In 2009, I got these three deluxes. And you can see, yes, they scale with Soundwave from Legacy and or Kingdom or whichever one you got them from. These are deluxe size motorcycles. Now, the downside of it, let me tell you that. Even though they do make this glorious combination that Hasbro never officially announced, I made a video of this back in 2009 and I sent it to cybertron.com. They actually posted it. And I remember it had like 3,000 views and I thought it was a superstar. Anyway, that was back then. This is now. Thank you, God. So now, looking at this again, like I've had these toys for 15 years. They all had that weird connector underneath the bottom that lets you know that they can be put together some kind of way, but you just got to figure it out yourself. The transformation, absolutely crazy. Robot mode, scary. Look at the face. There's barely any articulation. They just look cool. They, you know what I mean? Like they stand up straight. They have a stand. The arms can possibly hold themselves up a little bit, which you got a great big gun like that on your left arm. It's kind of hard. But where they shine is these motorcycle modes. The motorcycle modes nailed it. Absolutely nailed it. And that's why I believe these were definitely licensed. They had to have been because it was a live action movie. I think it's two ninjas and a Ducati. But looking at Chromia right here, motorcycle is beautiful. The front wheel extends, and yes, if stuff comes off, you know what I mean. It's all basically the whole toy is on like multiple ball joints, so it pops right back on even after 15 years. RC, that's a different story. Now let's look at Alita. Same thing, same motorcycle, same transformation. And again, you get this stand that you can stand them in, their robot mode or motorcycle mode for display, or they also, Evo Fusion, go on top and then turn into two machine guns that just rest right on both sides of the seat, but they do tab in. Awesome, you know what I mean, for stop motions or whatever. Now, here's the Alita version. If you look at her tag, it says it says 3L174, which in tag language spells Alita. Think it's absolutely awesome. They threw that in so that you wouldn't get confused amongst the bikes because RC is so bright pink. Alita is this purple and gray, which, look at her. Look at these bikes. Amazing toys. I hope they redo these in Studio Series, but at this size, in deluxe size. Last I knew, the last ones that were to come out were, like a couple weeks ago, they reissued the 2009 Revenge of the Fallen set with Optimus, Jetfire, and all three motorcycles, but it's the mini ones. I did not know that the mini motorcycles also combined. I was watching it on MGO, and I saw it on, I remember seeing those three motorcycles on Amazon like last Christmas for like $12. And I said, no, they look great or whatever, but I don't think they really fit with Fort Max, Triptychon, Scorponok, or whatever. And I only have a Flame War in that side, in legend scale of motorcycles. I think that's the only motorcycle I have. But either or, I just didn't feel like it was worth, getting. I have these. So this is the one that's the pain. Now, mind you, this is not what she really looks like. Like when you take it out of the box, again, I've had this 15 years. I've broken the blade off the side. I've broken the seat off of this thing. I've broken the other arm. But thanks to parts forming, you can put it together close enough and I can still do the combination mode and make the bike look somewhat decent. I might crazy glue the arms back on because now I know a lot more than I did 15 years ago. Especially when it comes to working with crazy glue. If y'all only understood how many of these toys I have broken and crazy glued the pieces back and no one would know except for me. So, but due to parts forming, I can stick all this like back together or stick it on a close enough ball joint to get it to where it should be. But RC was the pain of the entire gang, obviously, because that's how I ended up breaking it. like transforming it so many times, trying to get it right so many times. And this is before YouTube. This is just me playing with it. But the other two look amazing. She looks amazing too. Once I get into the fake bike mode that I created, having to use crazy glue and everything else with this thing. Once you get it together, it is satisfying. And especially when they're all three parked next to each other, or if you have a diorama set up. Like these look amazing. I'll tell you how I broke it, because I would always put Spider-Man on it. I would always put like my Marvel Spider-Man or whoever, anybody that I had of an action figure that scale rode that motorcycle. That's how I broke it. But anyway, it's all wonderful. Everything's great. Look at that. I can stick the seat in, pin it right in, boom, close enough. It looks more like a bike from 2024 than it does, a bike from 2009. That's what I tell myself. So look at it, like the detail on it, the chains, the engine, the exhaust pipes, the molds in the fenders. This still has the blade that pops out. It still works. But when you put all three of them together, it is an absolute joy. Wrapping up, looking at this as the forgotten combiner, the combiner that Hasbro wanted you to forget about, the one that they said, you know what, we don't have any instructions, figure it out for yourself. This is probably one of my favorite combiners that I own. The Arcee twins from Transformers Revenge of the Fallen. It's your buddy, the 14th Prime.